This morning on DC News Now, tracking clear skies and warmer temps for the rest of your Thursday, but a dense fog could affect your commute. And high praise for snow removal efforts.
I think everything looks great. I think they were more prepared now.
How neighbors across the DMV are feeling after the winter weather. Cuts to foreign aid leaving local workers concerned.
It's so massive. It's so scary. It's so cruel.
The federal programs and jobs now on the chopping block. No dice for a Fairfax County casino. Why state lawmakers rejected the plan. And shock after the theft of a local landmark. What this bronze dog statue means to one DC neighborhood.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us here on DC News Now. I'm Joseph Akile in for Tanaya and Corey. Shanika, tracking your commute through the fog this morning, making sure you get to where you're going safely. But first, meteorologist Brittany Ward is in for meteorologist Jackie Layer. And Brittany, it was raining as we were driving in. We're hoping there's no rain and sun ahead of tomorrow because people got plans tomorrow. I don't know who people are.
People do.
Because I don't have plans.
So
I don't have plans either.
With who, Shanika? With who?
You don't Galentine's?
Yeah, I would say we are on live TV right now, so
Should I shoot my shot?
just do it. Look at that camera.
In case. Just in case he's watching.
I will say, for any plans tomorrow, if you want to shoot your shot at this one over here, it's going to be quiet. And it's going to be quiet across the entire DMV. But for today, not so much. We are holding on to a few isolated showers at this hour. But notice the bulk of the rain has started to move out of the DMV. Radar showing you the wider picture. There was that rain that moved through earlier today. Zooming it into radar, just showing you a few isolated showers making their way across Frederick County right now. Even seeing some showers starting to make their way back into Garrett County. So overall, we are slowly starting to see those drier conditions across much of the DMV. But again, a few isolated showers still going to be possible by this morning. Now, not only are we dealing with those showers, but visibility has gone down across much of the area. We're down to 2 miles here in the nation's capital, seeing that patchy fog, especially as you head north out towards Montgomery County as well as Frederick. You're down to 1 mile there in Leesburg and Manassas. You're down to 8 in Martinsburg, West Virginia. So visibility not too bad there. Visibility also not bad as you head over there to Hagerstown, but highs today not looking too bad. Getting into the 50s and we'll finally start to see drier conditions. So keep it here. We'll have a full breakdown of that forecast and what to expect heading into Valentine's Day coming up. Shanika, how's the roads?
Yeah, Brittany. Well, you're looking good. You are looking good on this Thursday. You could see through Montgomery County, so the 270 spur, not a bad commute. However, you have 2 things against you. So you have slick road conditions, then you have fog. So it's going to be low visibility. Remember, low speeds, low beams out there. And again, take it easy. You want to pack your patience as well. Looking at the rest of your commute, 95 north and southbound, the ICC, Maryland 200 and 270. It is getting kind of slow. If you're heading out of Frederick, heading southbound, you will start to see some delays. But overall, though, your Capital Beltway can't complain. If you're in the district, even DC 295, really not that bad. You might tap your brakes, but that's just about it. Tosin.
All right, Shanika, thank you. 6:03 is your time. And an update out of Maryland, that boil water advisory has been lifted for thousands of families in southern Prince George's County. Officials say the advisory started early Tuesday morning when a water main break shut down service to that region. The Water Authority, WSSE, says the most recent tests show the water is now safe to drink. But first, everyone part of the advisory should run their faucets until the water is clear. WSSE says people should start with the faucet closest to the ground level. And people in Prince George's County say they're pleased with the latest snow removal efforts. A major shift from the region's last big snowfall. Road crews worked around the clock, making rounds once the storm started on Tuesday. Many in Prince George's County noticed the good job with clear roads. Moving forward, they hope the county will continue to improve, staying prepared when snowstorms hit.
held them accountable, and it was a pretty rough hearing because we heard from our residents who were very frustrated. But they said that they admitted that they had made mistakes and wanted to make changes. And today we haven't gotten any complaints. The last storm, we were getting calls every hour.
Councilmember Bill Gay encouraging people in the county to reach out to officials whenever there are concerns about the snow removal process. And we're getting data from police on just how impactful that snow was on commute. They've released information on the number of crashes. As of late yesterday afternoon, Virginia State Troopers say they responded to at least 951 crashes since Tuesday. 94 of those were in Northern Virginia. And then in Maryland, troopers there say they had 235 crashes, but over 700 calls for service. A federal judge removed a major hurdle holding President Donald Trump back from downsizing the federal government. DC News Now's Yamari Sase is live at the Office of Personnel Management in Northwest. So Yamari, what can you tell us about the judge's decision and how could this affect many workers right here in the DMV?
Yeah, good morning. Well, several lawsuits have been filed by labor unions representing federal workers against the Trump administration's proposed buyouts. Now, ultimately, a judge did rule against this and actually said that the unions are not directly affected and they cannot sue in this particular situation. Now, this actually comes after President Donald Trump announced his deferred workforce resignation. And under that decision, federal employees could quit their jobs in return for pay up until September. Now, the goal is to downsize the federal workforce and also save money. And so far, about 75,000 employees have accepted, but several labor unions filed lawsuits asking to put that program on hold, claiming the plan is illegal and not enough time was given to even make that decision. Now, a federal judge ruled just yesterday that these unions are not directly impacted and legally cannot challenge this program. Now, in the statement, the American Federation of Government Employees says today's ruling is a setback in the fight for dignity and fairness for public servants, but it's not the end of that fight. Importantly, this decision did not address the underlying lawfulness of the program. Now, here's what the White House message to all other judges looking to stall this program.
Quick news flash to these liberal judges who are supporting their obstructionist efforts. 77 million Americans voted to elect this president. And each injunction is an abuse of the rule of law and an attempt to thwart the will of the people.
Now, the labor union says they will continue to fight and also ask this specific judge in Boston to put this program on hold. And also they're asking for the Office of Personnel Management to stop recruiting more workers from signing up for this program. Now, reporting in Northwest DC, I'm Yamari Sase, DC News Staff.
Yamari, we'll wait to see how all of this plays out. Thank you. 6:07, a new bill making its way through Maryland's General Assembly would create stricter penalties for fentanyl and heroin dealers. The bill is called Yater's Law. If it passes, anyone convicted of giving out heroin and fentanyl and causing bodily harm to someone else will face up to 20 years in prison. A committee will hold a hearing for this bill next week. Maryland leaders, including the Attorney General, suing Glock. They claim the gun manufacturer is contributing to gun violence crisis in the state. The lawsuit alleges Glock makes and sells guns that are easily turned into illegal machine guns using a cheap, small device commonly known as a Glock switch. According to the lawsuit, Glock falsely claimed it can't fix the problem. Leaders are demanding a court order that would ban Glock from manufacturing and selling its pistols in Maryland, and is also calling to pay restitution for its role in Maryland's gun violence. Virginia's General Assembly passing several gun control bills. Some are now heading to Governor Glenn Youngkin's desk. One requires the safe storage of guns. The House also approving a bill to ban the sale of new assault weapons. Another bill would create a 5-day waiting period before someone can buy a gun. Democrats say it will help save lives, but Virginia Citizens Defense League argues it is solely to shut down gun shows.
You can buy it there, but you have to wait 5 days. The show's over. Now you got to drive wherever that dealer is to pick up your gun. That could be across the state. It could even be in a different state.
Just in November, another child died because his father left his handgun out on the counter, and the 3-year-old accidentally killed themselves.
Last year, Governor Youngkin vetoed nearly all the gun-related bills that came to his desk. And staying in Virginia, the bill to build a casino in Tyson's now dead. A state senator posting on social media the proposal died in a subcommittee, essentially killing the plans. That legislation would have allowed an entertainment district be built around a casino. Critics called the development unnecessary for the county, while casino supporters argued it would bring in more tax dollars and jobs. To the district, where a slew of new policies are hoping to preserve affordable housing, but some landlords are concerned they're not getting their rent payments. DC News Now's Mariel Carbone tells us more about some possible solutions from the mayor's office.
In the district, officials say there is a growing problem, unpaid rent.
What is really unique here in the district is that our rent collections are at an all-time low.
Janine Lind is the president of Enterprise Community Development, a nonprofit developer of affordable housing. She says last year the company had over $7 million in outstanding tenant rent payments in D.C. Citywide, the total number is expected to be $147 million in 2025.
COVID affected all of us across the country, but the impacts continue to be felt very deeply here.
It's an issue that DC's mayor says has a rippling effect on the housing system.
Because of the people who aren't paying rent, we see inability for property owners to invest in those properties, provide security, and long-term maintain ownership and affordability.
To help, the mayor's office is rolling out the Rental Act, a comprehensive plan to protect and strengthen housing. The legislation, in part, restores the Department of Housing and Community Development's authority to acquire and reposition vacant properties, allows an expedited process to evict someone who commits a violent crime, and speeds up the current eviction process, which can take up to 2 years in D.C.
So we just have an exceptionally long timeline, and so we're just looking to get back to sort of a market norm.
Mayor Bowser's office also announced over $140 million of funding for affordable housing projects yesterday. This new housing bill will also need to be approved by D.C. Council. All right, it is 6:11. There is a new partnership looking to help people find jobs in healthcare in D.C. When we can expect the announcement on the start of the program, that's coming up. And changes are coming to Washington Mystics leadership, how the team is preparing for the upcoming season. But first, let's head on outside with a live look. Brittany, here's to hoping that winter season is coming to an end.
Yeah, you know, we are tracking the rain as we head through the morning and low visibility, but brighter skies will be seen tomorrow. So keep it here. We'll break down that forecast coming up.